23 school rules in Japan that you won't believe exist. Prohibition of wearing white underwear, ban on bringing food from home to school. Prohibition of dating, ban on returning home after 1 p.m. Japanese students have to endure numerous strict rules from the moment they enter school that you won't believe actually exist. Join me in the following video to explore 23 prohibitive rules in Japanese schools that are sure to shock. Number 23. Female students must wear white underwear. Female students are required to wear white uniform underwear. Specifically, female students at some Japanese high schools must wear white underwear underneath their uniforms, and female teachers will check this uniform at school. In some schools, teachers regularly pull the bra straps of female students over the collar to check the color. Additionally, there are reports from junior high school students in Nagasaki that a female teacher will enter the room while female students are changing clothes to check their underwear. Explaining this regulation, schools state that they want to create uniformity among female students and prevent them from revealing the color of their inner garments beneath the white uniform shirt. However, this policy remains controversial as some students believe that the color of underwear should be a matter of personal privacy. Number 22. No bringing food from home to school. Elementary and junior high school students in Japan are not allowed to bring any food from home to school. They will have their meals at school. The menu at Japanese schools is quite diverse, including soup, fish, etc., but it varies between schools. Additionally, students may face penalties if they do not finish their meal. In comparison to Western countries where students often go to cafes to buy lunch or bring food from home, Japan differs. All schools must provide food for students to ensure that no child goes hungry during the school day, even those facing financial difficulties. While this may seem strange to some, it is a positive measure implemented in Japanese schools to guarantee that no child goes without a meal, ensuring they have enough energy to focus on their studies without skipping any meals. However, for high school students, this rule no longer applies, allowing the bento culture to thrive. Students can bring colorful, creatively decorated, and nutritious homemade lunchboxes to school. Number 21. Prohibition on hair dyeing or having curly hair when coming to school. Japanese schools do not allow students to dye their hair. Black hair is considered the standard, and if a student's natural hair color differs from black, they must dye it black or provide a picture proving that their hair is naturally a different color. In some cases, students have been forced by the school to dye their hair back to black, causing controversy in Japanese public opinion simply because a female student's hair had a slightly brown tint. It's not just about color. Female students with naturally curly hair are required to straighten their hair to conform to the pure customs at school. Moreover, Japanese students may be denied entry to school if their hair is not neatly groomed. Some cases involve Japanese students of African descent being accused of straightening their hair even though it is their natural hair texture. The prohibition on having hair based on personal preference. If the prohibition on dyeing hair or having curly hair seems excessive, believe me, the regulations regarding hair in Japanese schools can be even more extreme. In Japanese schools, male students must have short hair, not allowing it to grow long or have facial hair. Female students can have long hair, but the bangs cannot be longer than the eyebrows, and tying the hair in an overly flashy way is prohibited. Some schools prohibit female students from tying their hair into a ponytail or wearing a hair bun, fearing that it may reveal the neck and potentially stimulate male students. This regulation is considered one of the strange prohibitions in Japan. It makes you wonder, there are short hairstyles that can also reveal the neck, so isn't this rule illogical? Wearing jewelry, accessories, or makeup. When coming to school, students are prohibited from wearing any jewelry such as rings, bracelets, necklaces, or accessories like watches or headbands to school. And even earrings are considered taboo because they are deemed too flashy. Authorities argue that if students dress immodestly or wear eye-catching accessories, they may encounter trouble or pose harm to themselves. Female students are also not allowed to wear makeup, paint their nails, or shave their legs. The reason behind this is that schools believe students come to school to study, so wearing makeup or additional accessories is unnecessary. Furthermore, these actions are seen as attracting the opposite gender and may lead to undesirable behaviors, so they should be prohibited. However, you may be surprised to know that while Japanese students are forbidden from wearing makeup, office workers are required to wear makeup when going to work as a sign of respect towards others. It's an odd law, isn't it? Number 18. No romantic relationships within the school premises. While school romance depicted in Japanese movies captivates and impresses everyone, the reality is that students are not allowed to date within the school. Despite the common saying that high school love is the most beautiful, Japanese schools strictly prohibit this. Japanese schools do not permit any form of romantic relationships to be expressed within the school premises. Many students are even questioned about whether they appear friendly with the opposite sex. Unfortunately for students who develop feelings for their peers at school, all romantic relationships are strictly forbidden, and students cannot openly express their feelings to their crush at school. Teachers also strongly support this rule, believing that students are still too young to think about romantic relationships. If a student is found to be in a romantic relationship, they may receive a warning and their parents will be informed promptly for further action. Number 17. School uniforms are mandatory. School uniforms in Japan have been a part of the education system for many decades, and wearing a school uniform is as natural for Japanese students as eating rice and drinking water daily. School uniforms play an important role in the identity of Japanese students. Most schools in Japan have a uniform that is the same for all students, with female students wearing striped skirts and male students wearing black suits. In addition, uniforms also have specific regulations regarding the length of the female students' skirts. If a student intentionally shortens the skirt, for example by folding it at the waist, they will be punished if discovered. The reason for this regulation is that they believe wearing uniforms helps eliminate social barriers within the school. The morning when students arrive at school, they must seriously perform the ritual of bowing to greet teachers and older adults. This is a tradition of particular importance in the Japanese school environment. Whether in the morning or after class, students must maintain a serious posture, stand up, bow, and politely greet their teachers. This is because, in Japanese culture, they highly value greetings. Students must greet each other as well as their teachers. Some schools even begin a new day with a meditation session for students and teachers, starting the day with positive and fulfilling energy, hoping it will last throughout the school day. Number 15. Absolutely no being late for school. Being punctual is taken extremely seriously. From elementary school onwards, students must be present in class by 8:30 a.m., and if they are consistently late, they will be assigned early morning cleaning duties at school for a week. Additionally, if there is a specific emergency causing a student to be late, it must be clearly verified. Otherwise, the student is not allowed into the school. Discipline regarding punctuality has deeply ingrained the importance of being on time in multiple generations, making Japanese students respectful of punctuality and time consciousness. Most students try to arrive at school on time. They not only arrive on time but also stay after school for extracurricular activities in various clubs. Japanese people highly value adherence to schedules and see it as a cultural way of life that demonstrates respect for the collective and personal discipline, a trait cultivated from a young age. Therefore, Japanese people take pride in being punctual and dislike it when others break appointments or arrive late. When teachers are absent, no substitute teachers. An interesting aspect in Japan is that when a teacher is absent for any reason, there will be no substitute teacher. This is because students are accustomed to a specific teaching style from their own teachers, and no one else can replace them. Instead, students have to self-study according to the set guidelines and maintain proper behavior. Japan's self-study hours are also very strict, with no noise or disorder. The self-discipline and conscientious studying behavior without supervision demonstrate the discipline of Japanese students. Teachers are not allowed to ask students to leave the classroom. In any country or culture, there are always some students who are not truly focused or behave poorly in class. Asking students to leave the classroom is not an unfamiliar punishment. However, Japan strictly prohibits this. Inviting students out of the classroom is considered taboo in Japanese education. Article 26 of the Constitution clearly states, all people shall have the right to receive an equal education. Therefore, teachers must familiarize themselves with the saying, first the demon, second the devil, third the student, and find better ways to manage. It is precisely for this reason that teachers here often display immense patience and calmness when standing in front of the class. Napping in Japanese schools is commendable. Have you ever noticed that seeing students dozing off during class in many places would be strongly condemned? Many people would think they are lazy, unwilling to work, and just sleep all day. Japan is completely opposite. Only those who sleep in bed are considered lazy. Napping in public places, such as in class or on the train, is highly regarded. Inuri is used to describe short, unintentional naps in public places like in the classroom. They highly value those who take short naps because they believe these individuals have studied hard and worked diligently to the point of exhaustion, so they involuntarily fall asleep. The schedule of a Japanese student includes participating in morning activities, attending exam prep centers, and doing homework. Therefore, students have little time to sleep. Understanding this, when teachers see students dozing off in class, they not only don't reprimand them, but also consider it diligence. Number 11, students are not held back. In many countries, it is common for students with poor academic performance to repeat a year to reinforce their knowledge, but not in Japan. Japanese students continue to the next grade and participate in the end-of-year graduation ceremony even if they fail all subjects. Grades only truly matter for entrance exams into high school and university. Additionally, while schools worldwide typically start a new academic year in September or October, Japan chooses April. The first day of school coincides with the most beautiful natural phenomenon of the year, the blooming cherry blossoms. There are 3 terms in a year. Japanese students have a 6-week summer break and 2 weeks of winter break. Number 10, Japanese students wear yellow hats when walking to school. Many first-grade students have to wear yellow hats for visibility, making them easily noticeable from a distance. Since Japanese elementary school students often walk to school on their own, the bright yellow hats are considered essential for safety. Yellow symbolizes caution and attention, helping young students stand out while moving on roads. Passers-by, including drivers and pedestrians, will pay more attention. Additionally, in Japan, elementary school students are equipped with an alarm whistle similar to a keychain. If there is danger, students can press the button to emit a loud alarm. Number 9, students clean up their own schools. Interestingly, you won't find any janitors at Japanese schools because students are responsible for all cleaning tasks. All students share equal responsibilities for cleaning classrooms, bathrooms, and even hallways. They ensure that the floors are clean, free of dust, and chalkboards used by teachers are spotless. According to Japan Nama magazine, in Japanese schools, students must spend 30 minutes each day on cleaning. All students are assigned different parts of the school, including individual classrooms, staircases, libraries, art rooms, music rooms, and gymnasiums. After cleaning, one student calls the teacher to inspect. If the teacher approves, the students can finish. Otherwise, they have to clean again. Therefore, from an early age, Japanese students are trained not only to keep themselves clean, but also to maintain a tidy environment around them. Mobile phones at school in the age of technology. The use of mobile devices such as phones and iPads has become widespread. However, Japanese schools have strict regulations regarding phone use. Students are allowed to use their phones anywhere before entering the school, during breaks, or after classes, but using them during class hours is strictly forbidden. If a student is caught using a phone in a prohibited area, the teacher has the right to confiscate it. If students bring mobile phones to school, they must turn them off at the entrance and keep them in their bags. In fact, many schools do not allow students to bring phones into the school. The city of Korea in Aichi Prefecture has even banned students from using phones after 9 p.m. Private tutoring is very common. It's not surprising that private tutoring is widespread in Japan. Starting from the first grade, Japanese students often attend supplementary classes, enrichment programs, or tutoring to prepare for crucial exams throughout their lives. As the average school day lasts from 6 to 8 hours, additional classes are usually held in the evenings, on Sundays, or during holidays. A common sight on Japanese streets in the evening is students hurriedly returning home after their private tutoring sessions. Academic pressure typically intensifies for students in the final year of junior high school, aiming for success in entrance exams. In high school, students preparing for national university exams face even more pressure. Due to the difficulty of these exams, most students prepare by attending cram schools. Juku, or cram schools, are highly prevalent in Japan. The majority of students come from junior high or high schools. They attend Juku to prepare for their life-changing exams. Juku classes are often held 3 to 4 times a week, lasting from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m., and students head home after. Taking off shoes before entering the classroom is another unique practice. Upon entering the school, students leave their shoes in individual lockers and wear uwabaki, special white slippers that are age and gender neutral. This practice aims to maintain the cleanliness of the classrooms, as outdoor shoes are likely to be dirty. Each pair of uwabaki is labeled with the student's name to differentiate and avoid mix-ups. It's only when reaching university that students are allowed to wear regular shoes inside lecture halls. In Japan, students under 18 years old are required to adhere to a curfew at 10 p.m. Different cities may have varying regulations regarding restricted activities. However, both Tokyo and Yokohama enforce a strict curfew at 10 p.m. Generally, individuals under 18 are prohibited from going to movie theaters or gambling establishments after 10 p.m. Additionally, students are not allowed to stay overnight at a friend's house. Starting from elementary school, children in Japan are required to take swimming lessons. It's a compulsory subject for graduating from elementary school. Japanese people believe that swimming is a crucial survival skill. Given Japan's surrounding seas, it is considered essential for everyone to learn how to swim. Most Japanese schools have swimming pools. To complete this course, students must swim a specified distance. If they fail, they have to attend additional training during the summer. The swimming pool is divided into separate lanes for each student. Students are provided with swim caps, goggles, and flotation devices, while families are responsible for providing swimwear. After completing a set number of lessons, students participate in a skills assessment, and teachers evaluate each student on a predefined scale. Participation in ethics classes is mandatory for students aged 6 to 15 in Japanese elementary and junior high schools. Students learn how to behave to contribute to others' happiness, understand what is morally right, and become good individuals. In fact, even preschoolers are taught basic rules of behavior, instilling ethical practices in daily activities such as interacting with others, helping classmates, and maintaining classroom hygiene. For example, in greetings, students are taught to greet their parents when waking up and before going to school. They should say good morning before meals and ask for permission to leave home or announce their return. Greetings are also expected when meeting acquaintances. Moreover, elementary school students have tasks related to nurturing and caring for pets and plants daily, even during summer vacations. This approach not only allows practical application of science, but also fosters a connection with nature, nurturing an appreciation for life. To cultivate a positive attitude, schools regularly organize visits to nursing homes, orphanages, or participation in charitable activities during natural disasters or fires. The mandatory use of musical instruments in schools is another way to expose students to the art, promoting harmonious and humane qualities. Participation in clubs is a significant aspect of school life in Japan. While in many countries school clubs may struggle to maintain membership and continuity, in Japan, the club culture is robust. All schools nationwide have clubs, and every student is required to join at least one, making it almost mandatory. Japanese high schools stipulate that each student must participate in at least one club. Originally, the purpose of establishing clubs was to create an environment where students could comfortably pursue their interests after demanding school hours. Clubs also established their own rules and codes of conduct, reflecting social norms and resembling a small society. However, the original purpose has evolved over time. Nowadays, many school clubs in Japan are used as a means of managing and controlling students. It's no longer voluntary participation, but rather coerced or enforced, with students unable to leave. Additionally, club activities can be extremely demanding, requiring participation before and after regular school hours, and sometimes even on Saturdays and Sundays. Training sessions may last as long as 10 or 11 p.m. Students not only endure rigorous training, but are also subject to hierarchical relationships. Seniors, who are the predecessors, hold significant roles in guiding and leading the juniors. The strict hierarchy is sometimes abused, leading to exploitation, bullying, and misuse of authority. Students are required to learn home economics in Japan starting from the 5th grade. They continue to study this subject throughout junior high school and high school. The curriculum covers various skills such as cooking, meal planning, grocery shopping, sewing, and even crafting wood and furniture. This subject aims not only at gender equality by teaching both male and female students household chores, but also guides children in caring for their families and themselves, instilling a sense of responsibility at home. It teaches them how to budget and spend money wisely. Children taught home economics develop patience, attention to detail, and situational awareness. So these were some of the peculiar rules for students in Japanese schools. From having to clean the school to strict regulations on phone usage, it's quite surprising, isn't it? Thank you for watching our video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on our latest videos. See you in the next one.